Hey y'all, what's up? This is Rosie, and as I sit here listening to it storming outside and the wind blowing and going all crazy as if it's trying to work hard to blow over every house and apartment complex in the community, I was just sitting here bored thinking about being a Gen X and a lot of the stereotypes that we had to grow up with. Gen X was known as the slacker generation. I don't know why. We were known as the generation who never cared about anything. We're unambitious. We don't have any goals. We don't have any dreams. And we don't care about anything or anybody or each other. And I think that's a bunch of bullshit, but that's just me. So we were the slacker generation. How are we slackers? How are we lazy when we were the latchkey kids? A lot of us, we got up at 5-6 a.m. and we had to rush to get ourselves ready for school, and if we had siblings we had to get them ready for school because our parents had to go to work, and we had to make sure they got breakfast, and we had to get them on the bus and also get on the bus ourselves and get to school, and then we had to get home and make sure that our siblings ate dinner, and we had to help clean up whatever mess was left in the house and get dinner started for our parents to come home. That's not slacking. Not only that, but we had to do all of that while also struggling to get all of our homework done and hopefully get all of that done in time enough to go play outside with our friends. Because we love to go outside because, like I said in another video, outside was the shit. Outside was bomb as fuck. So if you ask me, that's not lazy, that's not unambitious, that's not slacking. And we also dealt with the notion of not caring. Well, how do we not care when we did all of that stuff for our families? You know, helping them with the house and get dinner ready, and our siblings, and, you know, I don't have any siblings. Well, I do have a sibling, but I didn't grow up with him. But anyway, we did care, okay? We definitely care. I'm in this Gen X group, sorry. I'm in this Gen X group on Facebook, and they like to lean into the stereotype of not caring about anybody, not being pansy, not, you know, not reporting anything that anybody says in the group, and grow a thicker skin because we're not supposed to care about anything or anyone or each other. And people in that group like to lean hard into that. At first I thought it was cute, and I was like, well, you know, whatever, it's alright, you know, that's what we're known for. But a lot of times it's like they're trying too hard to lean into it. They're trying too hard to play into that stereotype of not caring about anybody or what anybody says or thinks. And to me, it's like, if you didn't care about what anybody said or thought, then why are you playing so hard into that stereotype? You're not supposed to argue in the group, yet there are arguments in the group all the time because people will comment on something somebody says just to make fun of them or to, you know, try to hurt their feelings. And that's all they do, and it's every day. And you're not supposed to argue, but these people do it. And I'm just wondering, who are they trying to convince of their Gen X-ism? So, you know, and like I said, it was cute at first, but it's not anymore. I joined the group because I like the nostalgia. I like looking back on 80s era houses that we all lived in or knew somebody who lived in those. I like looking back on the movies and the music and the television shows and the clothes and how we grew up, you know, the holidays that we all grew up in. I like looking back on all that because it's fun for nostalgia. But when you have to ignore the comments because nobody else is really paying attention to that, it's it makes it not so much fun anymore. And so, let me see another stereotype. We also had to deal with the stereotype of being the forgotten generation, the generation that nobody paid attention to and nobody noticed us. But yet, that's not true, because we had the best of everything. We had Nirvana, we had Stone Temple Pilots, we had Bush, we had Soundgarden, and hell, we even had Creed. We just had all of that stuff, and Gen X contributed to a lot of the pop culture that became mainstream in the 90s and early 2000s. And yet, people say that we're the forgotten generation. There are memes about us being the forgotten generation where the boomers are fighting with millennials and Gen Z, and we're just sitting back smoking a cigarette and watching it all. Or we're the generation who don't have feelings. And none of that's true. We're the generation who has to go to therapy. We're the generation who has to deal with depression. We're the generation that has to deal with all the stuff that we grew up with and didn't understand back in the day. So it's not true that we don't care. It's not true that we don't have feelings. It's not true that, it's all just a stereotype. But I'm just wondering, where did that stereotype come from? If any of you guys know, please leave it in the comments, because I'm interested in getting some feedback on this. What were some of the things that you grew up doing? What were some of the stereotypes that you heard as Gen Xers? And while I'm at it, I'm not going to just leave it to the Gen Xers, to the boomers who might be listening, to the millennials, to the Gen Z who might find this. What are some of the stereotypes that you guys know about your specific generation? Because I think this might be a fun generation-esque conversation to have. But yeah, this was just something I was thinking about while listening to it storming outside, and I'm bored, and I had nothing better to do, so I turned on my microphone and hoped for the best. But for now, you guys, I'm gonna go because I'm all out of words. And yeah, I hope to hear from you definitely in the comments below. As always, there is a donations link in the description. If you guys would hit that, support me, support my channel, it would help me out a great deal. You don't realize how much, and I thank you so much in advance. But like I said, I'm going to go. I hope to see y'all on the next upload. Love you guys very, very much. Bye for now.